The two things that happened this night were very weird.
So it was like 11 o'clock at night, and it was raining out, and it was dark, and we were just sitting in the kitchen stirring this risotto. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, well, I've had a few ghost experiences, but I don't want to tell you what they are because they'll scare you." And I'm like, "No, no, like, I'm not going to be scared." And she's like, "I don't know, I want to check with your mom." And I'm like, "Oh, come on. I'm like 16 or 17. Like, you don't need to check with my mom." And she's like, "All right, all right." And then she starts telling me the story. She's like, "Well, one time."
Some friends and I decided to take the Ouija board to this one studio that we lovingly called the morgue. And so we go there really, really late at night with the Ouija board. There's nobody around. And
I woke up one night to go to the bathroom, which was right outside of my door, and I opened the door and I saw her standing there.
I stood at the bottom while looking up the stairs. I couldn't see her, so I thought she was hiding. And then all of a sudden, I see my sister come up from the second floor and ask, "What are you doing?"
later, there was this light that was like above the exit sign or whatever. Like they're all on an emergency power grid that's separate from the rest of the lights. And so that was one of the only lights that was on in the room. And we were like, okay, if there's somebody there, show yourself to us physically.
I feel like that probably means I was kind of in a dream state still.
He woke up and then the camera flashed 3 times, like took 3 pictures and then didn't take any more. And the pictures are of these like creepy forms. Like it should have just been the wallpaper of the wall it was facing. But there are these like white bubbles in the material of the polaroids that
Didn't involve seeing a literal entity or an aura of any sort, but maybe I can be a little more descriptive.
And she lived in this big, beautiful house in Ridgefield, which used to be part of an estate, and it was like the original like estate manor. So it was gorgeous, and she like fengshui'd the whole place out. So it had a very like solid, calm feel to the place. Anyway,
The house was the kind of house that was overgrown with long grass and the paint was peeling. She had gotten too old to really take care of all the basic house needs and stuff. And
most of the studios are along Benefit Street, which is allegedly the most haunted street in Providence.
then we turned around, shocked, and there was a light on upstairs where we had been feeding the cats. But we were dead certain that we had turned that light off.
We were like, whoa, okay, if that was you flickering the light, do it again. And then like after a moment, like it turned off again and then turned back on. And it was so scary. And then we were all super tense. And then suddenly something fell, I think from a tree or something, but something really heavy fell on the roof. And we all jumped and just like, we're so stressed out we had to get out of there.
But it also could just be that memory is flawed and the way my brain could function, could figure out what it was that I was seeing at the moment was by translating it into a language of ghosts that I was familiar with.
anyway, that's the story. And I don't think that she would make it up because she's just not that kind of person. I don't think she would make up a scary story, a scary detailed story like that just to freak out some kid.